Hi everyone. Welcome back to English Fab, where learning English is practical, useful, and fab. Today, we're going to talk about texture and surface, an important topic when describing products, materials, and designs. Many learners find it tricky to know how to talk about different textures, finishes, and how they affect the overall appearance. In this lesson, we'll cover a natural conversation, key phrases, useful vocabulary, and practical tips to help you express yourself confidently when discussing texture and surface. By the end of this video, you'll be able to describe surfaces in various situations with ease. If you find English difficult, don't worry. You can translate the subtitles into English and your own language like this. Check the description below for extra details. Are you ready? Let's get started. So, for the packaging, I was thinking of using a smooth surface. It'll give the product a sleek, modern feel.
That's a good idea, but what if we went for something with a bit more texture? Maybe a matte finish would work better. It's elegant and still feels modern.
Matte does have a nice subtlety, but I was concerned it might make the product look a little too plain. A glossy finish might make the design pop more.
True, glossy finishes do make things stand out, but they can also attract fingerprints and look a little too shiny. Maybe we could go for a textured surface that has some grip but isn't too flashy.
That sounds like a good compromise. Something like a textured surface with a slight grain might give it some depth without overwhelming the design.
I like that idea. It would add some sophistication while still feeling soft to the touch. How about something with a slight raised pattern?
Oh, raised textures could be interesting. It would give the product a tactile feel, making it stand out in a different way. Plus, the raised texture would create some interesting shadows in the light.
Exactly. The way light hits a textured surface can really change the whole look of the product. A textured surface might even make it feel more premium.
I see what you mean. A surface that feels luxurious to the touch could be a great selling point. Maybe we could combine a soft touch with a slightly rougher texture, depending on the area of the packaging.
That could work perfectly. We could have the main body of the packaging with a smooth, soft texture, and then use a slightly rougher texture for the logo or branding to draw attention.
I like that idea. It would create a nice contrast while keeping the overall design cohesive. Now, we just need to decide whether to go with a matte or glossy finish for the logo area.
We should test both options. A matte finish would blend well with the textured parts, but the glossy logo might really grab attention. We'll just have to experiment to see what feels best.
Agreed. Let's start by testing a few different textures and finishes, then we can narrow it down from there.
Perfect. I'm excited to see how this all comes together. Let's get started.
And that's a wrap for today's lesson on this topic. We've covered some great ways to talk about texture and surface. Let's quickly review what we covered today. What we talked about. First, we explored different finishes like matte and glossy, and how they impact design. Next, we discussed how textured surfaces can add depth and dimension to products. Finally, we looked at how to use these phrases naturally in everyday conversations. Key phrases. It's nice to use a smooth surface for a sleek look. A matte finish feels elegant and modern. Glossy surfaces can make a design pop. A textured surface with a slight grain adds depth. Raised textures create interesting shadows. A textured surface might feel more premium. Let's use a more neutral surface for a subtle look. Combining soft and rough textures creates balance. Textured patterns can make the design feel more luxurious. A glossy finish could attract more attention. Learning these phrases will help you confidently talk about surfaces and textures in everyday situations. The more you practice using these terms, the more natural they'll become in your speech. So go ahead and try using these phrases in your daily conversations or when describing products, materials, and designs. Okay, thanks for watching today's lesson on English Fab. I hope you found these English tips useful and feel more confident. Remember, practice makes perfect, so try using these phrases in your daily conversations. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more Fab English lessons. Until next time, keep practicing and stay fab.